Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Welcome to Soul Service Sunday. I do hope that you've all had an amazing weekend, and I do hope that you are sitting somewhere comfortable where you can enjoy the next hour with me. It is so exciting to be here. I love our Sundays together. They've really become such an important and special part of my calendar, and I do so look forward to sharing this with you. I must be honest and say that what I love most about it is the preparation. Because, connecting to spirit and receiving the guidance of what I need to share and, putting it together. I don't use the same prayers every week. I change them up every single week based on the theme, based on the message, based on what it is that we need to chat about. So I do enjoy that side of it as well. But I really do love connecting with every single one of you. So welcome and thank you. I hope you are all, as I say, amazing. I hope you've had a fabulous weekend. And I hope, like I say, that you're ready to just settle and to calm and to just receive whatever it is that Spirit wants us to receive on this day. All right, so let's start off by our setting our intentions, our opening prayer, however you want to call it, just getting ourselves into the right frame of mind and just connecting with everything that we need to. So, friends, I invite you to take a moment to settle into your space, wherever you may be. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you, and just let the rhythm of your breath guide you into this sacred moment. Today, as we gather as one from all corners of the world, united in the intention of finding stillness amidst the noise of life, in the sacred space we invite the gentle energy of calm to surround and to fill us. Allow it to quieten the mind, to soothe the heart, and to ground the spirit. May the breath be your anchor, reminding us that even in our busiest moments, there is always a place of peace within us, waiting to be found. We release the weight of today's challenges. We release the weight of tomorrow's uncertainties, choosing instead to embrace the simplicity of this moment right here and right now. Friends, together let us hold space for clarity, for serenity, and for balance. May we each leave this gathering in an hour's time or so, feeling lighter, more centered, and deeply connected to the calm that is within each and every one of us. And so it is. And so it is. All right. Now that we've got ourselves ready, connected, calm, centered, all of those kind of things, we can now get on with the next portion of our journey today, and that is where we do our healing meditation and prayer. So as always, friends, please do pop names into the chat of anybody that you know who may be in need of healing, whether they be human, whether they be animal, it doesn't matter who they are. Please put all names into the chat. If you prefer not to type the names into a chat, you can just write the names on a little piece of paper and keep them with you. You could just, hold the names in your heart. Think of them, think of an image of them in your mind. Whatever it is that works for you, it doesn't matter. But we're going to go into sending healing now. So please put all names into the chat. Keep them on a piece of paper or whatever you may be. I have a healing book. I added a few names in today already. So yeah, I don't always tell people when they've been added into my healing book. If I see somebody that's been unwell, or if I hear of somebody who's been unwell in any way, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, psychological, it doesn't matter, I put them into the book. And I generally, as part of my morning routine, I send healing to everybody in this book. Some people are in the book many times over because that's just, every time I see and I think of them and I think they need, I add them. So we include all these names written down, names thought about, names held in hearts, anybody and everybody we think about as we do this healing meditation. I am going to put a little something on the screen just so that you're not focusing on me, that we do all focus specifically on the healing, that we focus on receiving the healing, sending the healing in whatever way it needs. So keep the names going into the chat. That is wonderful and amazing. Let's get into our healing prayer, my friends. So we start off taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to feel yourself gently settling into this moment. Close your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. And let the rhythm of your breath soften the edges of your day, of the last week, of the last month. As we call upon the divine presence of love, of light, and of healing, we invite in all the archangels to join us in this sacred space. Archangel Michael, please surround us with your protective light and cut away the cords of fear and doubt. Archangel Raphael, pour your emerald green healing light into every heart, mind, and body that is open to receiving healing at this time. Archangel Gabriel, please bring clarity and peace to our thoughts and to our words. And Archangel Uriel, we ask that you illuminate our path to inner calm and understanding. We also welcome in the loving presence of any angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters who wish to assist us here today. And as we hold the space together, we extend healing energy to every name that is written in a healing list, names that have been typed into the chat, names that have been spoken in silence from the hearts and the minds of all people. I want you to imagine a brilliant, shimmering light encircling all of the names that have been mentioned, the people, the animals, or even the situations that may be in need of healing. Visualize, imagine a brilliant, shimmering light encircling all of those names that have been mentioned. And while you do that, I invite you to take a moment to feel your own heart. Picture a soft, radiant light that is glowing deep inside of you. And with every breath that you take, allow this light to grow brighter and brighter as it fills you with warmth and peace. Feel it soothing any tension, releasing any worries, and creating a deep sense of calm. And now let's extend this light outward. I want you to imagine this light flowing from your heart. See it weaving into the collective energy of our group here. See this light traveling far and wide, touching every soul and every situation that is in need of healing, whether we have acknowledged and named them or not. As you continue to send out this healing energy from your heart to everybody else's, I invite you to breathe deeply as you are both giving and receiving this loving energy. Know that as you send out light, you are also being replenished, being filled with peace, with strength, and with balance at the same time. Repeat after me. I am a vessel of healing and peace. As I send love and calmness into the world, I open my heart to receive the same. May all beings find solace, strength, and serenity. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Take in a deep breath And as you exhale, gently start bringing your awareness back into this moment, into this here and now. Know that the work that we have done here, it ripples far beyond what we can see. And all you need to do is trust. Trust that the energy of healing continues to flow wherever it is needed most. And so it is. And so it is. Again, always such a beautiful feeling to send healing out, isn't it? You know, there's just something so humbling and just so beautiful about being part of doing that, because we often don't think we can. We often don't think that we have the capability to send healing to others, but we really do. And you know, the more you send, the more you get in tune with sending, the more your body gets used to receiving energy and sending it. I do want to just say though, sending healing to somebody does not guarantee that they're going to be healed. When we send healing energy, all we're doing is sending them energy, and then they will choose what it is that they want to do with that energy. We don't get to make those decisions. We don't get to take control of another person's life. That's not what it's all about. What it is about sending energy so that if they need replenishing, if they need changing, if they need transformation, the energy is available so that they can do that. All right. Thank you for sharing that with me, friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just want to give a little shout out. Is it going to come up on my screen? Yes, there it is. A little shout out to Shannon. Thank you, my darling, for your donation. You really are so generous. Thank you so much. I really do value and appreciate you. Okay. So now we go into our main event of the evening, which is the reflection. So for those of you who are watching for the first time, reflection is a word I've chosen to use where I talk about something that I received from Spirit, a message, an inspiration, a guidance, a reflection, something that Spirit felt was necessary for us to chat about and talk about today. It's something that I have received prior to starting the live. I have made notes, and I expand on the notes, I reduce the notes, I put bullet points on them, I do all the things. But basically it's a theme, it's a topic, it's a conversation, a reflection that Spirit wants us to share, to engage with, to interact with, something that hopefully will help us all become better versions of ourselves, to understand ourselves better, to understand other people better, to understand life a little bit better, so that we can be the best versions of ourselves that we need to be. And as you might have seen by the thumbnail and the heading of this particular live stream, today's theme, today's reflection is finding inner peace, cultivating calmness in a busy world. So yeah, this definitely feels like it's important for us to talk about, because you know, every day, every week, every month, every year, time just seems to be speeding up. And we all seem to have so much we need to do and so little time in which to do it. So we tend to get onto this hamster wheel, if I can call it that, of just go, 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 do. But somewhere along the line, we've missed our inner peace. We've somehow we've neglected it. We've lost it. It's gone. It's abandoned. So we do live in a busy world. Of course we do. You know, we live in a crazy busy world. And between work, between family, social commitments, the constant stream of information that we get from our cell phones, from social media, from, you know, the TV, the radio, the whatever it is that you're engaged in, it can sometimes feel like we're always on. But here's the thing. Participating in this busy world isn't the only way to live a meaningful existence and a meaningful life. In fact, sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do is to just step back, to slow down, and to reclaim your peace without guilt. That part was, to me, was just like so important, without guilt, because we do, you know. I will share with you. I have a new pastime. I have a new thing that I do that brings me joy. That you know, it's almost like a meditation. It's almost like a way for me to find inner peace. And sometimes when we take time out to do these kind of things, we tend to feel guilty because maybe you've got a sink full of dishes that haven't been washed. Maybe you haven't visited a friend. Maybe you haven't done the groceries, or maybe you haven't swept the floor, whatever it is. But sometimes we have to take time out. And this is my latest hobby. So this is called neurographic art. And this is what I did this afternoon. You can see my date. This is what I did this afternoon. It took me half an hour, but what it did is during that time, while I was focused on that, I had stopped thinking, I had stopped worrying, I had stopped stressing, I had stopped overanalyzing and all of the other things that we tend to do. And I allowed myself to find inner peace. And I did not feel guilty, while I was doing that. I did not allow myself to think. And this is the thing, friends, is we have to find a way of finding inner peace in the busy, crazy world that we have. And I understand that, drawing pictures is not everybody's thing. I get that. Going for a walk may be your thing. Sitting in the garden and watching the birds may be your thing. We'll get on to a couple of tips. So, calmness isn't only about relaxation. This is something that we need to understand. Calmness is actually more about resilience. It's about giving yourself the space to think clearly, to act intentionally, and to reconnect with what truly matters in your life. Without calmness, we often react to life rather than respond to it. We all are incredibly reactive, which is not always good. When we are reactive, it leaves us feeling incredibly overwhelmed, anxious, and even burned out. And I know there's many of you in the chat right now who are feeling exactly that way. I know that. So cultivating calmness is an act of self-love and self-respect. It's a way of saying I am worth the time and the space that it takes for me to feel grounded. And when you find that sense of calm, you don't just benefit yourself, you're creating a ripple effect that touches the lives of everybody around you. So how do you start? So the first step is to get clear on what it is that you need. Often, we tend to ignore our needs because we're too busy focusing on what the world demands of us. So basically what you need to do, how do you start finding inner peace? The first thing to do is to pause and reflect. So find a quiet moment in a day. And when we talk about a moment, we literally mean that, a moment. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour block because we don't have a 2-hour block. We have moments, snippets. So find a quiet moment and ask yourself, right here, right now, what is draining my energy? What is adding unnecessary stress into my life? Could be something like a packed schedule. You could look at your diary and feel completely overwhelmed by all the things that need to be done. It could be the constant pressure to be productive. And I really think that is something that we all struggle with. Or maybe it's just saying yes when actually you really desperately want to say no. So that's the first step. The first step is to pause and to reflect, to be honest with yourself around your current reality, this moment, not yesterday, not tomorrow, this moment. What is overwhelming me right now? What is draining my energy right now? What is taking place? What am I saying yes to when all I really want to do is say no? The next thing we need to do to find inner peace is to listen to our physical bodies. Listen to your physical bodies. You have to understand that our physical bodies are like really incredible at signaling what it is that we need. But we often overlook these signs, don't we? So are you the kind of person who often feels tension in your shoulders, and you find yourself like doing this all the time to try and loosen the muscles? Are you just so exhausted but you can't sleep at night? Yeah. These are clues that your body is telling you that something needs to change. And then one of my favorites on how to start finding inner peace is to check your joy levels. You know me, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you will know that joy is the most important thing in my life. Joy is like, I don't do anything if it doesn't bring me joy. Drawing my picture and coloring it in this afternoon in a very childlike manner brought me joy. It brought me immense joy in the 20 minutes that it took me. Immense joy. I did it because it brought me joy. So ask yourself, when was the last time? When was the last time you truly felt joyful or at ease? And if it's been a while, and I suspect it has been a while, if it's been a while, it's time to make calmness a priority in your life. You have to. You absolutely have to. Okay, so once you've identified your needs, it's time then to take action. So I'm going to give you a few practical steps that you can use to cultivate calmness in your life. So the first step is to simplify your commitments. Start by saying no more often. I mean, it's, you've heard people say no is a complete sentence. So you've got to learn to say no more often. You've got to remember that every time you say no to something that does not deserve you, your time, or your energy, you're actually saying yes to yourself. You're saying yes to inner peace. It doesn't mean that you've got to become so defiant and so negative and so difficult that you just say no, 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 no to everybody. We don't want to do that either. But understand that saying no to something that doesn't deserve your time, your energy, or your attention is actually saying yes to yourself. So, as an example, so instead of attending every single event that you ever invited to, choose one or two that you truly resonate with, or you resonate with the people or the charity that the event is for, or whatever it may be, and be mindful that when you go, you're going to give 100% of yourself to that event, as opposed to, oh, what time is it finishing? I just want to go home and climb into bed. You're not doing anybody a favor if you're attending something with not actually wanting to be there. Number two, create a daily calmness ritual. So even if it's just 10 minutes a day, it can make such a difference, such a difference. So you could begin each morning with a deep breathing exercise. You could begin each morning with a meditation, or you could end your day with a calming activity like journaling, reading a book. But take 10 minutes once a day to do something that brings joy and happiness and calmness to your life. And I promise you, 10 minutes out of a 24-hour period will start bringing huge volumes of inner peace into your life. Can't tell me you don't have 10 minutes. You've got 10 minutes. You have to find 10 minutes, make 10 minutes. Another thing that we can do to, practical steps to cultivate calmness is to unplug from technology. Like, I know, isn't that weird? Unplug from technology. I mean, what nonsense is that? Who wants to do that? But we need to understand that it's the constant notifications and it's the constant screen time and it's the constant whatever that keeps us in a state of overstimulation. Like every time you are just blindly, randomly scrolling Facebook, you are being inundated with ads, inundated with drama, with problems, with this suggestion, that suggestion, da da da, and it becomes just too much. It becomes too much. So again, don't feel guilty putting your phone on silent, leaving it on charge in another room for 2 hours and not touching it for 2 hours. Don't feel guilty about doing that. Do it for your own inner peace and happiness. Another thing that you can do to cultivate inner peace and happiness is to spend time in nature. Really, spend time in nature. So nature has this natural grounding effect on us that helps us to just reset. So if you go for a walk in a park, like you might not have nature outside your door, but go for a walk in a park, sit under a tree, or just open a window and just look outside and just take a breath of that air. You'll be surprised as again those tiny little things and how they can help you to find inner peace in your life. And then number 5, which was really, really important, is to reframe your mindset. Now, those of you who've been to every soul service that I've had so far, I'm sure you've heard this choice of words a few times. Reframe your mindset. I can't remember exactly which soul services I've said it in, but it's been a lot. And when I received it from Spirit again, I was like, really? Really? But it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. And it ties in with this whole thing of finding inner peace. So Spirit said that guilt often holds us back from stepping away from the busyness. And if you can remind yourself that resting isn't lazy, it's necessary. Reframe the mindset. So when you're sitting in your lazy boy with your feet up watching the telly as an example, don't think, oh, you know what, I should be washing the dishes, or I should be mopping the floors, or I should be putting on a load of washing, or no, stop. Remind yourself that resting is necessary. It's important. It's probably more important than washing the dishes. Take the time. If you're sitting on lazy boy all day with your feet up doing nothing, then maybe there's a problem. But taking half an hour to relax, to rejuvenate is really not a problem at all. And actually, it is vitally important. So if you catch yourself saying things like, I should be doing insert activity, change it to resting now. If I rest now, if I give myself 10 minutes now, or whatever the amount of time is, when I do go to do that thing, I'm going to do it quicker and easier, and it's more effective because I have more energy. Okay, so it's just about reframing the way that we think, the way that we perceive, and the way that we understand. So here was another interesting bit of information that Spirit gave. So whenever you are feeling overwhelmed, try this. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in the middle of a busy street. So you could actually do it with me right now, right? Close your eyes. And imagine yourself standing in a busy street where there are people just walking past you all the time, bumping you, going in front of you, behind you, to your left, to your right, all over the place. Cars are zooming by, people are rushing past. It is chaotic and you're standing still. Now, I want you to visualize yourself taking a step to the side where you're stepping off the busy street and you're stepping onto a quiet sidewalk. Suddenly, you're still aware of the busyness of the people over there rushing by and the cars going and the hooting and the taxis and the whatever else, but you're out of that. You're away from that. You're still aware of the busyness, but the busyness is not pulling you in anymore. You're not caught up in that chaos. You're observing it from a place of peace. And this, friends, is what cultivating calmness feels like. So whenever your life is chaotic, you can stop, breathe, and just step out of it. Just step away from it. Don't allow yourself to feel like you have to stay in that chaos, because you really don't. You really and truly don't have to stay in that chaos. So remember, finding inner peace is a journey and not a destination. It's about making small, intentional choices every day that prioritizes your own personal well-being. And most importantly, it's about giving yourself permission to pause, to breathe, and to simply be. You don't have to keep up with the busy world to be valuable or to be worthy. Your peace, your inner peace matters, and it's okay to protect it. Actually, you should. You should protect it. So let's do this now. Join me. Take a deep breath in. Deep. Inhale as deeply as you can. Hold it for a brief second. Let it out slowly. And that calmness that you feel once you have let out all of that air, that is the calmness that you need to be living your entire reality in. So anytime that you find yourself getting anxious, overwhelmed, overstimulated, stop, step off the pavement, step away from the chaos, take a big breath in, and just exhale it out and feel that calmness around you. And know that from that point, you can make decisions and choices that are better suited to you, that are going to help you, that are going to help you make better choices, better decisions, so that you can spend more of your time, more of your life with inner peace, even though the world is so busy and so chaotic. Interesting. Exactly, Nomfundo. Exactly. Inner peace is a journey, not a destination. And we have to each individually actively work on allowing this journey to happen in our lives. You and I have to every single day work towards living our lives within a peace, within a calm, by doing things that invoke calm within you. But what invokes calm within me and what invokes calm within you might be very different. So I've got my creativity, my art and my crafts and all of those things which really and truly do bring calmness into my life. And you might be, like I said, a walker. You might be somebody who wants to be out in nature. You might be somebody who enjoys meditation. You might be somebody who just wants to actively breathe to find that calmness. So it needs to be something that you can do as often and wherever you need. So, like, art, as much as art is wonderful, it's not always practical because you don't always have your notebook, you don't always have your pen. But maybe you do. Maybe you're going to get yourself a little mini travel notebook to just keep a doodle and to do something to just switch off the chaos, to switch off the noise, so that you can find inner peace and calm in your lives, because it is so, so, so important. All right, reflection done. Next on our agenda, we have astrology. So again, for those of you who may be watching for the first time, for those of you who may be here for the first time and wondering what is this astrology segment that I talk about. So basically what I do is when I prepare for soul service, I look at the week ahead. And my week ahead, I'm looking at basically Monday to Sunday of the following week. And I look to see what something interesting is happening in our skies during that week. And I look to see how it's going to affect each one of us. So you don't have to know anything about astrology. You don't have to understand anything. Only thing that you probably need to know is your sun sign. So you know if you're an Aries or a Taurus or a Gemini or a Cancer or a Leo or whatever it may be. And for those of you who have had your charts read before, if you know what your rising sign is, that is obviously very, very important. But yes, in this astrology segment, I'm really just going to share with you something that is happening in our skies. I'm explaining what it is and how it may affect us. And then I will do individual horoscopes for each zodiac for the week ahead. So this week we see a blend. So this week's energies are going to bring a blend of Piscean dreaminess and Gemini's restlessness, restless curiosity into our realm. So Mercury and the Sun enter into the sign of Pisces this week. So the collective mood is going to shift towards introspection, creativity, emotional connections. Pisces energy often softens the analytical edge of Mercury, encouraging intuitive thinking, compassionate conversations. This is going to be a time when people may feel more spiritually attuned, drawn to artistic and imaginative pursuits, understanding that the sun's influence enhances the desire to express ourselves authentically, but in a way that is more empathetic and subtle. However, not only do we have the sun and Mercury entering into the sign of Pisces, but Mercury creates a square aspect to Jupiter sitting in Gemini. So this is going to add an element of tension into our week. Jupiter's expansive energy does often bring optimism and big ideas, but a square to Mercury creates the potential for overstating facts, for exaggerating promises, or getting lost in conflicting thoughts. So this tension between Pisces' emotional depth and Gemini's intellectual curiosity may create a push-pull dynamic that we need to be mindful of. So people might feel inspired, but they may struggle to articulate their ideas clearly, or they may feel torn between what their heart says and what their mind is rationalizing. So this, friends, is a week for finding balance between the head and the heart, okay? For ensuring that enthusiasm doesn't override practicality. It's for ensuring that grounding practices like journaling and or meditation, knowing that they can help clarify your intentions and to prevent misunderstandings. The key themes for all of us this week is intuition versus logic. So we need to trust our instincts, but we need to make sure that our instincts are rooted in reality. A key theme for the week for all of us is also compassionate communication. So we need to make sure that we're speaking from the heart, but we also need to make sure that we are tempering emotional expression with clarity. We also need to ensure that we are managing overwhelm. So Jupiter may amplify tasks or ideas. So prioritize simplicity and avoid overextending. Remember, it's all about inner peace. It's all about inner peace this week. Creativity and healing. We need to lean into Pisces energy. Pisces is amazing healing energy. Pisces can help us to heal emotional trauma, pain, hurt, but also bring through artistic breakthroughs. So this week, friends, holds great potential for personal and collective growth, but it requires you to be mindful. It requires you to have discernment and to navigate the waters effectively. So now we're going to go through each of the signs of the zodiac, giving you how all of this Pisces energy is going to affect you this week. So Aries, for you, your focus shifts inward as Mercury and the Sun illuminate your subconscious. You may find your dreams are more vivid. You may find that your dreams offer more insight. Be cautious of overcommitting yourself, right? Or oversharing, right, Aries? Be cautious of oversharing when discussing future plans with others, because the square with Jupiter may cause misunderstandings. Taurus, for you, friendships and community connections are absolutely highlighted for you this week. While you are inspired to connect deeply with like-minded people, you also need to be mindful of financial decisions that may be tied to group activities, because Jupiter's influence could encourage overspending. Gemini. Gemini, your career and reputation are absolutely in the spotlight this week, and you may feel torn between professional responsibilities and personal desires. You need to aim for balance in your communication, as the Mercury-Jupiter square may lead to misjudged opportunities or overpromising. And then on to our Cancerians. So Cancerians, for you this week, it's all about spiritual growth. It's all about long-term aspirations. And it's all of those kind of things, spiritual growth and long-term aspirations, that are going to call for your attention. You may be inspired to learn something new. You may be inspired to travel or to make travel plans, but be wary of jumping to conclusions or overstating your abilities. Rather stick to the practical steps as you expand your horizons this week. Leo, for you, we have deep emotional and financial themes emerging as Mercury and the Sun activate this sector of transformation for you. So discussions about shared resources may arise, but Jupiter's square could create confusion. So double check all agreements before proceeding. Do not sign until you have checked and triple checked everything. Virgo, for you, Virgo, relationships are going to take center stage for you this week as you seek meaningful connections with other people. So while your natural discernment is key, you need to avoid nitpicking or over-analyzing your partner's words, as again, Mercury square with Jupiter can amplify misunderstandings this week, and we don't want that. We certainly don't want that. Libra, for you, your daily routines and your health habits are under focus this week. This is an excellent time to adopt more compassionate self-care practices. However, it's important that you avoid taking on too much at work, as Jupiter's influence might make you feel incredibly overburdened. And Scorpio. Scorpio, for you, creative projects and romantic relationships gain a dreamy quality this week. While it's a wonderful time to pursue inspiration, you need to be cautious of unrealistic expectations or overindulgence, particularly with regards to finances and emotional energies. And Sagittarius. Sagittarius, for you, it's all about home and family life that are highlighted this week. You're encouraged to bring more empathy into the household discussions. Mercury-Jupiter square could lead to miscommunication or inflated promises within your closed circle of people. Capricorn, for you guys, communication is key this week. Make sure that you are clarifying your ideas before you share. Journaling or reflecting can help you to process your emotions. Avoid exaggerating facts in your conversations to maintain credibility. And Aquarius. So, Aquarius, for you, your financial outlook takes a creative turn as Mercury and the Sun encourage innovative approaches to earning and or savings. Be mindful of overestimating your resources or committing to purchases that may end up stretching your budget. And last but not least, Pisces. And the sun is shining on you guys this week. So Mercury and the sun in your sign, they're all entering into Pisces this week. This means that your intuition, your charisma are at an all-time high. However, the square that we've been talking about quite a lot could cause you to overcommit or to overestimate your own abilities. So trust your instincts, but stay grounded in reality. Very, very important, Pisces. Stay grounded in your reality. So there we have it, friends. Short, sweet, and to the point. Some insight and some inspiration to help you all navigate the week ahead using the astrology of the times. The astrology of the times. All right. So we do have, oh, I didn't switch opening off. I do apologize for that. There we go. So we do have a few minutes before we finish off. So what I want to do now is I am going to pull a couple of cards for some people. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to do for everybody, but if you would like to stand the chance of being chosen for a short little message from Spirit, I want you in the chat right now to type me, M-E, me. Put me into the chat, nothing else, just me into the chat now, and I will then, from that list of people, I will then draw on a few people to receive a message from Spirit. While you are all frantically typing, I'm going to have a sip of my juice. I thought me was a good one because it's quick. You don't have to type for a long time. Boom, boom, done, done. Everybody's got it in. Keep the me's coming, everybody. Keep the me's coming. All right, I'm going to go to my dear darling friend, Nana. How are you, my precious? Oh, it's been too long. It's so nice to see your face. I have missed you. I hope you are amazing. I hope you are fabulous. All right, so Nana, let's see what Spirit wants you to know. So what I'm hearing, my darling, is that you need to give yourself a break. Things have been busy. Things have been crazy. Things have been a bit hectic, but you need to give yourself a break. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. And even though you're coping to a certain extent, Spirit are definitely saying that you're putting far too much pressure on yourself, unnecessary pressure on yourself, okay? And yeah, you need to be kinder. You need to be gentler. Don't be so hard on yourself. So please give yourself a break. I really think finding inner peace is definitely something that you really need to focus on for this week. All right. Sending you much love and blessings, my darling. Sending you much love and blessing. Mwah. Giving you lots of kisses. All right. Denise, my darling, for you. You know, I really do believe that you are very good at finding inner peace. You are very good at slowing your life down, of being mindful, of being present in the here and the now. So this whole concept of finding inner peace is not something that is foreign to you. But what I'm hearing from Spirit for you, Denise, is that even though you do it, even though you go through the steps and you do all the things and you're so good at all of it, but you definitely get to a place in your life where you're doing it, you're practicing the inner peace, you're practicing the mindfulness, you're going through the motions, but even though physically you're going through the motions, the mind is not calming down, okay? And I understand that maybe it's just the chaos, maybe it's just the busyness, maybe it's life. But the message that I'm hearing from Spirit is you're very good at doing the things. You're very good at going through the motions. But at the moment, this is holding you back and stopping you from achieving the inner peace, receiving the inner peace that you are looking for. So just be mindful of it. And if you're doing a mindfulness practice, if you're doing an inner peace practice and you're not getting the inner peace, stop. Carry on with whatever and come back to it at a later stage, or just return to your breath. All right. Sending you much love, my darling. Maria, for you, my darling, let's hear what Spirit have to say for you. So it's interesting. Normally, when I do these lives, I normally only drink water, and every day, all day in my life, I generally only drink water. Today, all day long, I've had water. I haven't had coffee, I haven't had anything. I've just drunk water. But before I came to the surface, I went into the kitchen and I decided I needed apple juice. Very unusual for me. Not something I usually drink. And you saw now before I started with the messages, I had to have a sip of my apple juice. And Maria Spirit is saying that the apple juice is for you. So I asked the question of like, well, what does apple juice symbolize? What is apple juice? So it's obviously it's natural, it's good for you, it's sweet nectar of the apples. I can go on all of that explaining what the apple juice represents. But what I'm hearing from Spirit, Maria, is that your body is needing a bit of a detox. Your body is needing a bit of a flush. And it's the clear liquid. So like me on my desk at the moment, I have water, I have apple juice. I know apple juice is not a completely clear liquid, but it is, if I can get my hand in the right place, it is classified as a clear liquid. And Spirit is saying you need it. The apple juice is actually for you. So I'm drinking it for you tonight, okay? So your body needs a bit of a detox. And I do think that's a physical. I do also think it's a mental. I do also think it's a psychological. So again, the inner peace is definitely something that's important for you to just let go of whatever it is that you're carrying. All right. Much love to you, my darling. Much love. Sasha, for you. Hello, hello. Right, let's hear what Spirit have to say for you. So I get this kind of butterflies in my stomach. Okay. So I'm excited. I'm excited about something. I'm even starting to like speak a little bit faster. So Sasha, when I connect with your name and connect with your energy, I'm hearing from Spirit that there's something big that's coming up for you. I don't know if it's just in this week or if it's this week, next week, whenever, but I'm excited about something, like super, super excited. Like, woo, let's get this party started. So there's definitely something exciting coming your way. And I think for you, Sasha, the message is that you need to be mindful. You need to be mindful of the busyness so that you don't miss this thing that is exciting, because there is something exciting coming up for you. It's something I do feel like you know what it is. I do feel like you are aware. It doesn't feel like it's a brand new surprise. It's definitely something you're mindful of, but it's definitely something that you need to be excited about. And maybe you're not giving yourself permission to be excited about it because maybe things haven't always worked out for you in the past. Maybe things have been difficult for you in the past, but the message is definitely there's excitement. I am feeling the butterflies in my stomach. I'm super excited, but you need to give yourself permission to be excited about it, because whatever it is, it's worth being excited about. Much love and blessings to you. Okay. Oh, every time I click, it jumps, and I'm always scared I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Sarah, for you, my darling, let's hear what Spirit have to say for you. So it's almost the opposite. So what I was just saying about Sasha's got all this excitement. And Sarah, I feel like for you it's the opposite. There is something that you're very nervous about this week. There's something that you're quite anxious about that's coming up for you this week. And there's something that you are nervous and afraid, if I can put it that way. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is, again, there's no need. Okay, so it's almost like take Sasha's message with the complete opposite. You're nervous about something, but you don't need to be. There's definitely something that you are nervous and apprehensive about, but Spirit is saying that there's no need to be nervous or apprehensive. All right. Blessings to you, my darling. Blessings to you. Claire, you need to put the right words into the chat in order to be selected. You need to put the right words in the chat, my darling. I did give the instructions. Claire always goes on her own tangent. All right, Mandy, we're doing yours now, my darling. Mandy, what message does Spirit have for Mandy this week? So, Mandy, I'm going to say to you, something is coming to a head this week. Okay? Something is coming to a head this week, which is absolutely necessary. It's something that needs to come out. So I actually think, like, we were talking about the astrology, and we were talking about you know, we were talking about the astrology, we were talking about Mercury squaring Jupiter, all of these kind of things. And I really feel like it's you, okay? I really feel like this is going to affect you in a big way. So there's going to be miscommunication, there's going to be issues, something is coming to a head, but it is necessary because once it's done, once it's happened, once it's finished and out of the way, everything is smoother, calmer, and better for moving forward swiftly, okay? Sending you much love and blessings. Tracy, Tracy, Tracy S, Tracy S, Tracy S. I'm having water. Okay. Tracy S, let's see what Spirit is saying for you. Tracy, Spirit is saying for you that this is going to be a simple week. Okay, this is not going to be a difficult week. It's not going to be a complicated week. I don't see any kind of big challenges or issues for you. It's actually going to be quite easy, quite simple, quite uncomplicated. Things are just going to flow. All right, things are just going to flow. Things are going to be good. So nothing for you to be concerned about this week. It's going to be easy, simple, uncomplicated. So just breathe into it and allow it to go. All right, sending you much love and blessings. Sugantha, Sugantha, precious Sugantha. So immediately when I say your name, immediately I'm hearing from Spirit that, you know what, you've been so patient. You've been so diligent. You've been so hardworking. You've done so much. You've put so much effort into everything. You know, you've tried so hard. You've been, like I said, so patient and so diligent. And Spirit is saying, little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. So things are definitely starting to improve. Things are definitely starting to get better. You need to hold the faith, you need to hold the belief, and you need to trust. So a little bit more patience, a little bit more, you know, stamina, and you will get there. So Spirit are definitely saying you've been so patient. They're acknowledging that. So patient, so diligent, so hardworking, but it's definitely going to pay off for you. All right. Sending love and blessings to you. And Dane. Dane, hello, hello, hello. Okay, so Dane, let's get a message for you. So what's interesting, Dane, is I'm hearing from Spirit that this has to be a creative week for you. It's like, I don't know if you were inspired tonight with, you know, us talking about inner peace in a busy world, taking that time to just and breathe and to connect with yourself. But Spirit is saying, like, you need to be creative this week. You need to get your creativity on. All right, very, very important. Maybe it's so that you can process your problems and your challenges and your, you know, dramas of life or whatever it is. But Spirit is saying you have to get your creativity on. Okay, get your creativity on this week, and you may be surprised as to what outcomes come from that. Nom fundo for you, nom fundo. Okay, nom fundo. Let's see what I get for nom fundo. I want to see if I can get through everybody, but I'm watching the time. We're already 56 minutes. Nom fundo for you, my darling. You're waiting on something, okay? You're absolutely waiting on something. I don't know if you've put in an application and you're waiting to hear, but it's almost like you've done the thing and now you're waiting. So you've put it out there, now you're waiting. And you're waiting to hear, you're waiting to hear, you're waiting to hear. And I don't know about you, but I tend to be incredibly impatient, especially when I've put something out there, when I've put something out into the world. I'm incredibly impatient to now wait for it to materialize, to happen, or to come into play. And I'm hearing from Spirit that you're waiting. You've done everything, you've put it out there, and now you're waiting. And they are saying to you that there is a delay in it materializing. There is a delay, but it's not a long delay. It'll be a little bit of a time frame, but you will eventually hear the good news. Okay, so whatever it is you're waiting for, you've put something out there, you're waiting on it. There is a bit of a delay in getting it back or receiving the information back or hearing the news or whatever, but it will come to you. All right, sending you love and blessings, my darling. And then for Lani, 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 Lani. Okay. So I'm hearing Spirit talk about the difference of last week and this week. Okay. So last week was apparently quite chaotic and quite crazy and quite, like, I don't know, a lot of unexpected stuff that happened for you last week. Whereas this week coming is going to be, again, calmer and smoother and easier. But Spirit want to acknowledge how busy you are. Like, you are always on the go. I think if anybody needs inner peace, it's you, my darling. You don't have enough inner peace. You don't allow yourself to take time. And I know you have your activities where you go dancing and you do all sorts of things like that, which is great. But, maybe instead of it just being like a once a week thing or a once every now and again thing, it needs to become a daily thing, even if it is just 10 minutes. But you need to focus on a little bit of time out for yourself, but acknowledging, again, Spirit is saying last week was a lot of unexpected chaos and stuff that happened. This week won't be like that. It will be a better week for you, but you do need to focus on self. All right. You do need to focus on self. Paula, 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 Paula. So everybody's messages have been about the next week. And then I connect to Paula and Spirit are like, sure, we're jumping 6 months ahead. So Paula, we're jumping 6 months ahead, and Spirit are talking about planning something for 6 months' time. Okay, that is the focus for your week. Planning something for 6 months' time, putting something in motion, telling people what it is you want and how it is you want it and whatever it is. But it's about remembering with the astrology that we have to make sure that your communication is clear. But you've got the dreamy Pisces energy. Let's take advantage of it and let's dream big for the next 6 months, because there is something big happening in 6 months' time, but you need to drive it, my darling. You need to drive it. You need to make it happen. Okay. Ina, my darling, let's see what we get for Ina. So Ina, I'm hearing the word procrastination from Spirit. Okay, so again, something you need to do that you're putting off, you're not doing it. And I get it. Sometimes in life it's scary, it's frightening to do things. And sometimes in life we're nervous and we're apprehensive about, taking on all sorts of things. But the message that's coming through for you, Ina, is procrastination is not your friend. So whatever it is that you've been putting off for such a long time, and I do think this is connected, it's not family. Okay, it's not family, so it's either going to be work or anything outside of family. All right, but it's definitely not family. It's something external to you. It's something outside of you, external to you, that you need to be mindful of, because you're procrastinating, and you mustn't. No more procrastination for you, my darling. Next is Twiz. I'm calling you Twiz because I'm not going to say the whole name. I hope you don't mind me abbreviating. So Twiz, and it's going to be difficult to get a connection with you because I don't have a human name, but let's see what comes through. So this message might not be for you, the human, it may be for the business. Just factor that into it, okay? Let's see, what does Spirit want to say? I'm hearing boiling water, like the bubbles, okay? I'm hearing the bubbles, I'm hearing the boiling water. So there's something bubbling under the surface. And whatever this is, I think it's been building for some time. And obviously with that comes all sorts of, anxieties and fears and whatever else. So there is something that needs to boil over, that's going to boil over, and you need to brace yourself, you need to prepare yourself. I do think, though, like if I was pulling tarot cards right now, I imagine I'd have pulled the Tower card for you. So the Tower card is the card of instant tragedy, instant destruction, instant chaos, instant fall apart. But in the tidying up and the fixing up, we often rebuild in a better way. And I feel like this bubbling water for you, that's what it's going to be. So whatever this is that's coming to light, whatever this is that's bubbling under the surface, when it breaks through, it's going to be incredibly overwhelming and scary. But then eventually, oh, it's Belinda. Hello, my darling. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting, my darling. Hello, Belinda. So whatever this is that's bubbling under the surface, once it breaks through, it immediately gives you a sense of, okay, this is okay. We can do this. It's going to be better than it was. But right now, while it's bubbling, we don't necessarily know what it is. All right. Sending you love, Belinda. Sending you love. Pat, my precious darling friend, Pat. Okay, we're running over time, but I think I'm almost there. Pat, message for Pat. What does Pat need to know? What does Pat need to know? So Pat, my darling, you are such an inspiration. I think I tell you that all the time. You are such an inspiration. You are such a kind soul. You are somebody who gives so much of yourself to everybody else. If you choose to get involved in a thing, if you choose to do a thing, you do it 100% wholeheartedly. You hold nothing back. You hold absolutely nothing back. So Spirit just acknowledging that, acknowledging just again how truly fabulous you are. I do have to say to you though, Pat, you know, you've been on some amazing adventures of life. You've had some amazing adventures. You've had some amazing experiences. But what I'm hearing from Spirit for you is that all of these adventures that you've had, all of these experiences that you've been through, you're not doing enough with the knowledge, with the experience, with the understanding. So I really want to encourage you, if you aren't already, to start writing its stuff down. Okay, start journaling, start writing down, start creating the book. Start creating the book of your life, of your experiences, of your understanding. Because I know that you know, you follow some amazing people, and you have for a long time, and some of those amazing people aren't with us on this earth plane any longer. And even though you feel like it's not your place to continue the legacy, I really do think it is. So the message for you, my darling, is you do give so much of yourself, but you're not giving enough. You're not giving enough. So please do continue to give and to share, but write it all down, document it, and start doing something with the information. Sending you much love, my darling. Sending you much love. Hey, Earth Star. Hello, my precious. Okay. Message for Earth Star. And I know Earth Star is Tracy, so message for Tracy. So I'm going to do a thing. She can hate me, it's fine. I've got broad shoulders. Tracy's got a birthday coming up this week. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to my favorite Pisces. And you know what I'm going to say to you, my darling? And this is what I'm hearing from Spirit. This is not just my own opinions and thoughts, although I do concur. I do concur. This is a week to really stand in your truth, to stand in your power, to only do the things that you want to do, not the things that you're obligated to do. I know you like taking care of your home, and I know you do it willingly, and I know it brings you great joy. But what I'm hearing from Spirit is on a particular day this week, if it doesn't excite you, if it doesn't bring you joy to mop the floors, don't do it. Okay? Don't feel like everything has to be perfect. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself to live this perfect existence. Don't put this kind of pressure on yourself to have everything absolutely 100% perfect. It's okay if you drop your standards from 100 down to 98, from 100% down to 98%. Give yourself the opportunity to live in joy this week. Blessings to you, my dear friend. And it's Claire next. I had to giggle because her next comment says, I moved from my tangent. You know I love you, Claire. All right, message for Claire, please. So Claire, like really, I'm going to say to you, inner peace is absolutely the thing that you need to be focusing on, my darling. You know, you are busy. Like your job is busy. Your personal life is busy. Everything that you do is just, it's go, 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 go. And you have this kind of huge pressure behind you, like you're being pushed the whole time to do, to achieve, to accomplish, to, you know, all of these kind of things. And I know, you know that you're doing an incredible job. Like we all know that you're amazing at what you do and you're capable of so much. But I'm getting out of breath. I'm getting out of breath. So please, my darling, take time every single day to just stop and smell the roses, smell the coffee. Just take 5 minutes, 10 minutes once a day to just breathe. Because I do feel as if there's this hyperventilation that's taking place with you, and it's not needed, not necessary. All right. Sending you love, my darling. Okay, Ina, I did yours. Let's do for B. I'm going to do B, I'm going to do Veronica, and then I am going to stop. I hope I have then covered everybody. So B and Veronica are my last messages that I'm going to do. All right, so message for B. So B, the message that I'm hearing for you is it's definitely about paying attention to the physical. All right, paying attention to your physical body. Your physical body is not where it needs to be. There is something that's not okay. There is something that isn't ideal and not perfect. And this is definitely the week to focus on that. This is definitely the week to put attention to that, okay? So if you've been battling with, and I'm just giving you a random example here, if you've been battling with a sore knee for 2 weeks, don't just ignore it and think, oh, it'll get better one day, it'll go away. If you've been battling with something, even if it feels minor, even if it feels insignificant, Spirit is saying for you this week is definitely to focus on the physical body, okay? Focus on your physical body this week because there's definitely something that needs attention, all right? Blessings to you. And last but certainly not least, Veronica. Veronica, I'm going to drink water for you. All right, Veronica. I'm hearing from Spirit for you, Veronica, that you never pay any attention to yourself. It's always about other people. And I mean, I know most of us in the room here are like that. Most of us in the room, we focus more on our families and our friends than we do on ourselves. But for you, it's apparently really particularly bad. I don't know if that's because there's one person in particular who needs your attention more than anybody else, but Spirit are definitely acknowledging that, Spirit are definitely acknowledging that there's like your focus is everywhere else except here by you. And being a week of finding inner peace amongst the busyness, again, I do think it's important for you. But Veronica, whoever it is that's taking all your attention, whoever it is that's taking all your time, whoever it is that's taking all of your energy, clearly they need it. Okay, so it's not like we're going to just ignore them and leave them sitting in a corner, because clearly they need it. All right, and if they need it, then we need to give. We need to, we need to be kind and caring. But again, it's about not neglecting yourself through the process. You need to give yourself 10 minutes a day to focus on you, and then you will be in a better position to help everybody else. All right. Blessings to you, my darling. I just want to catch up on the chat. Oh, what does Dane say? I planted in your garden and created beautiful space with their own plants and flowers. Oh, wow. I haven't done something like this in at least 10 years, possibly longer. Oh, that is so awesome, my darling. I love that. Absolutely love that. Oh, John, you're so sweet. Thank you, my darling. I'm so nice to know that you're here. It's so nice to know that you're here. I hope you are amazing. I hope you are fabulous. Tracy's saying, thank you, beautiful, precious, beautiful friend. It is such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. All right, friends. I have to laugh at Claire's message. So Claire says, I did need to hear that. I'll walk and talk to the cows and the sheep this week. So Claire's often shown on social media that when she walks, I don't know where she's walking to or from, but she's got all these beautiful farmlands next to the road, and there's all the cows and the sheeps. Yes. But you know what? You need to stop and talk to the cows. Absolutely. If I had cows outside, I'd also go and talk to the cows. I'd also go and talk to the cows. Oh, Regina, I'm sorry you missed it, my darling. I'm sorry you missed it. You didn't sleep last night. Again, one of the messages that we have been saying tonight is about listening to your body, listening to what your body has to say and honoring your body. So clearly you needed the sleep, my darling. Clearly you needed the sleep. All right, friends, we are at that time of the evening where it's time for us to bring our gorgeous soul service to a close. Just a reminder that next week's soul service will be a morning service to allow for those people on the other side of the planet to join in the live. Thank you to everybody who has joined tonight. Thank you to everybody who has connected with me and shared with me on all levels. I so value and so appreciate you. Please join me now as we close our service down. So friends, as we come to the close of our time together, let us pause and take a deep breath in. And as you gently let it out, feel the stillness within, the calm that we have cultivated here, and know that this peace is always accessible to you. Divine Spirit of love, light, and wisdom, we thank you for guiding us through this journey today. We are grateful for the insights and the lessons that have been shared. We are grateful for the reminder that finding inner peace is not only possible, but absolutely essential in the midst of life's busyness. To each person here tonight, know that you are seen, know that you are heard, and know that you are deeply valued. Your presence matters, not because of what you do, but simply because of who you are. I really mean that. You are worthy of rest. You are worthy of calm. You are worthy of joy without needing to prove anything to anyone. And friends, as you step into the week ahead, I hope that you carry with you the strength to pause when life feels overwhelming, the courage to say no when you need to, and the wisdom to prioritize your well-being without guilt. May you feel grounded, even when the world around you feels chaotic. May you find moments of joy in the simplest of things, a kind word, a gentle breeze, or just a quiet moment to yourself. And may you know that peace is not something that you have to earn or chase. It is already within you. It's just waiting to be nurtured and embraced. We continue to send healing light to every name that has been spoken, written, or held silently in our hearts today. And we ask that this energy of calm and peace ripple out to touch all those in need, including ourselves. And as we close the sacred space, let us affirm together. Repeat after me. I am a vessel of calm and clarity. I release the noise of the world and embrace the quiet strength within. I step into the week ahead with ease, courage, and a heart full of peace. Join me as we take in one more deep breath in. Let it out. Friends, go forth with a light heart, a steady spirit. Know that you are loved. Know that you are supported. And know that you are enough. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you once again for being with me. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Thank you for coming back week after week, because it really does make me happy. It really does fill my heart with joy. And I look forward to connecting with you all again next Sunday for Soul Service once more. Sending much love and many blessings to you all, friends. Take care.